sorry. Hi guys. I have got a puppy and a cat, both trying to get my attention as I am jumping on live. If you don't know me, I am Vicky Luke and I am a crazy pet mum, but I am also a transformational soul activation coach. And I use my gifts as a psychic healer medium to work with clients to really dig in and activate all their truth of their soul deep within so they can live like a life with purpose and passion. And right now my two of my three crazy pets are chasing each other around my office, so apologies if you hear any noise. I wanted to jump on really quick because I had an event that happened earlier today and I was just on Instagram talking about it, and so I thought I'll just pop on Facebook and talk about it too. And the point of the story which I'm about to tell you is because there is a lot of people around us that come across our path each day that end up, I think that might be a Georgina. I think so. If I saw that little purple, yes, it is Georgina. That's it. The purple rose. Hi, welcome. Yeah. So we have people across our path each day, and they are in their space, in their energy, being who they are being in that moment. And we must remember when we cross the path of those people, or when they come into our sphere, that depending on how they behave and what they do, they are doing what they're doing for them, and it's not about you. Nothing is about you. It's coming from within them in terms of how they react, how they behave, how they converse, all of those things. So really just a quick share. I nipped into the Jeep garage after the dentist today because one of my big dreams is to own a Jeep. It's been on my list for a long time. And I know within my sphere, I can feel energetically it coming. And so I wanted to really embrace the vision. I really wanted to lean into the manifestation of it. And so I thought I'm going to go to the Jeep garage and see and feel into all the different models and what's there. And so I did that, and I walked in, and first of all, hey Shelby, beautiful Shelby. I walked in and nobody said hello. And so then I saw a girl at a desk, so I went over and she showed me the toilet. And when I came out of the toilet, nobody spoke. Nobody. There was one man who kind of nodded and said hello from the coffee bar, but I don't think he worked there. And so as I moved along and I went and started to look in some of the Jeeps, and I got a feel, I was, I like this one, I like the roof on this one, and I worked my way around the garage. I had crossed right over the showroom to another one that was there to go and have a look inside it. Hey Albert. And because I feel like we must embody all the feelings to really create the vibration to really welcome in. So I did that, and then finally, as I was like, nobody's going to speak to me, a man came out of an office and said, would you like some help? And I said, I would actually very much appreciate some help. Thank you. So a salesman eventually came over and he shook my hand. And in true Vicky style, I said to him, oh, you've got nice warm hands. Because I was freezing. It's very cold here today. And he said, you've got very cold hands. And I said, yes, I know. And I said, I'm looking at Jeeps. I want to understand more about them. It's something that I've wanted for a long time. And it's in my plan to get one, but I won't be buying today. I thought I'm going to be upfront and honest. In that moment, when I told him I wasn't buying, he energetically removed himself from me, right? And he detached, and he thought, and immediately it was like, there's no point. There's literally no point. And he then proceeded to do everything to deter me to get me out of the garage. Now, he offered to show me a flyer so I could see the differences between the models, but he wasn't willing to walk me around the showroom and show me the 3 different models that were on display. He showed me the flyer and he said, let me sit in his chair, and he looked at them and he goes, yeah, so that's probably it. You're better because there's a 6-month wait. You may as well just come back when you're ready. And I was like, yeah, but for me, it's about getting a real good feel for it. And he said, well, he was very, very deflective. And I knew none of this was about me. It's all about him. I then proceeded to ask him what the prices were, to which he replied, well, I'd have to sit down and enter loads of things into the machine for that for you. And if, you're no point in doing that. And I went, but you must have a ballpark price for the 2 models that are here and the 3rd one over there. And he goes, yeah. And I said, so what would the ballpark price be? And he then said, he gave me a ballpark price for the 2 different models that we were closest to. And I went, okay. I said, and I just looked at him, because in this moment I decided, I was like, I have a choice. I have a choice to let this be what it will be. And I'm still in my own energy and I'm very happy in my own place. There's nothing that he's saying that's upsetting me. I knew it was all his own stuff. And so this was a very, very important moment for me to experience being in that vicinity. And so I turned to him and I said to him, I could be a very, very good customer for you one day, because maybe I wouldn't buy 1, maybe I would buy 2, maybe even 3 at some point. And I said to him, I could be a very good customer for you one day. And he looked at me and I said, because I will be buying a Jeep. It's there. It's in my plan. And he looked as if to go, and then all of a sudden he became ever so slightly more helpful. And I mean, ever so slightly. And in that moment, here comes Buddy with his bone. In that moment, he started to talk to me a bit more. He offered to take my email address, which was ever so kind of him. And he said, I'll try and call you if anything changes. And I was like, well, if you're going to try, you're not doing that. You're not going to call me. His energy was so deflective and dismissive. And it really made me think I wouldn't ever want to buy a car from this man. And as I was walking out, I said to him, I will be back. I will be buying a Jeep. And he said to me, very interestingly, what are you going to do? Win the lotto? And I said, no, I'm very successful and my business is very successful. And I said, and it's growing and I will be buying my Jeep. And I walked out the garage. And I thought, now there's a lesson in here. I sat in the car and I could feel, because I feel energy around me, and I felt his energy. So I allowed it to clear, because I thought, it's not mine. I don't need that. I don't want that in my world. It doesn't serve me to carry that energy. So I let that go. And I proceeded to start to giggle, because I thought, customer service, it's a long-term investment. It's a lifelong investment. When we are kind, compassionate, loving, we experience life in different ways, and we must be kind, compassionate, and loving to ourselves first and foremost. So the salesman in the Jeep garage is looking to gather certainty and all of these things through whatever means that will be from an external source. Yeah, and he's allowing himself to be disappointed, annoyed, upset, whatever that is when that comes in. Now that's all about him. It's got nothing to do with me. I am me, I am in my truth, and I am allowing myself to experience that. So, salesman from Jeep, I have a decision. And if you're watching the replay, please put #replay, because I really want to know people's thoughts. What would you do next? Because I will be buying a Jeep. And I've thought about it. I've thought, well, maybe I'll go in, and my piece is, would I even give the sale to that man? Would I look to give it to another person who I felt more aligned to and I felt that was served me more? Or would I maybe go up to him and say, you know what, I really wasn't going to come back and do the sale through you because of X, Y, and Z. However, I feel the best thing for me to do would be to do that, because it then shows you that through niceness, actually through even with the negativity, it doesn't deflect my light away. Yeah, so what would you do in the situation? There's so many more possibilities out there. I'm really keen to understand what you would do and hear your thoughts. But the purpose of me telling you the story isn't necessarily to understand what you would do, but to allow you to have the reminder that when someone is in that negative place, it's not all about you. It's all their own shit. Yeah? It may be a situation that you're being part of that has caused their negative behavior, but they're choosing to be negative in that moment. And they maybe don't have the level of awareness to shift and say, no, I'm going to stand strong in my light. So we are responsible. We are responsible for the choice. We're responsible for who we are in that moment. And so I wanted to share that with you. Hey, Brian, how you going? And have a think about where that's impacted your life. Put in the comments below examples that you have been impacted where you think you could have done it differently. Could have, would have, should have doesn't necessarily matter, but it's about raising our awareness so the next time something happens, we say, no. I'm not going to allow this. I'm not going to allow myself to be drawn in to this negative space. I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to stay in my power. And I'm going to stay in my strength of who I am. Hi, Luongo from Argentina. Beautiful. We're reaching far and wide today. So let me know if you've had experiences like that. Yeah. Mwah. That's my message for you today. Remember, it's not about you. You don't have to take on somebody else's negativity. Stay in your power, stay in your light, and move forward with purpose and passion. And if your purpose and passion is something that you're struggling to figure out, and you want some support on that, my job is to unlock the truth within. I have clients who are now energy healers. I have clients who are now interior designers. They've left tech careers. They've done all these different things. And so if you want some support at any point, I work in group, I work in one-on-one, and I do have an amazing retreat coming up at the end of the year in November. So if it's something that you really want to reconnect into your heart, then let me know. There's payment plans available and we can make sure that you're able to be there because it's going to be a beautiful journey of your soul. Mwah! Big love. Thank you, Georgina, for watching. Thank you, Luongo, Brian, and everyone else, Albert, and anybody else who's watching. Remember, #replay if you're on the replay. Big love, beautifuls. Take care.